There's a Boy in the Girls' Bathroom, Chapter 2. There are some kids, you can tell just by looking at them, who are good spitters. That is probably the best way to describe Bradley Chalkers. He looked like a good spitter. He was the oldest and toughest looking kid in Mrs. Ebel's class. He was a year older than the other kids. That was because he had taken 4th grade twice. And now he was in the 5th grade for the first, but probably not the last time. Jeff stared at him, then gave him $1 and ran away. Bradley laughed to himself. Then he watched all the other kids have fun. When he returned to class after recess, he was surprised Mrs. Ebel didn't say anything to him. He figured that Jeff would probably tell on him and that he'd have to give the $1 back. He sat at his desk in the back of the room. Last seat, last row. He's afraid to tell on me, he decided. He knows that if he tells on me, I'm going to punch his face in. He laughed to himself. He ate lunch alone, too. As he walked in from lunch, Mrs. Ebel called him to her desk. Who, me? He asked. He glared at Jeff, who was already sitting down. I didn't do anything. Did you give my note to your mother? Asked Mrs. Ebel. Huh? What note? You never gave me a note. Mrs. Ebel sighed. Yes, I did, Bradley. In fact, I gave you 2 notes because you said the last one was stolen. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I gave it to her a long time ago. Mrs. Ebel eyed him suspiciously. Bradley, I think it's very important your mother come tomorrow. Tomorrow was Parents' Conference Day. Dun, dun, dun. She can't come, said Bradley. She's sick. You never gave her that note, did you? Call the doctor if you don't believe me. The school has just hired a new counselor, said Mrs. Ebel, and I think it's very important that your mother meet her. Oh yeah, they already met, said Bradley. They go bowling together. I'm trying to help you, Bradley. Call the bowling alley if you don't believe me. Okay, Bradley, said Mrs. Ebel, and she let the matter drop. Bradley returned to his seat, glad that was over. He glanced at Jeff, surprised Jeff hadn't told on him. As he scribbled, he kept thinking about what Jeff had said to him. Hey, Bradley, wait up. Hi. I don't mind sitting next to you, really. I've been to the White House. If you want, I'll tell you about it. It confused him. You see, he understood when the other kids were mean to him. Well, it didn't bother him. He simply hated them. As long as he hated them, it didn't really matter what they thought of him. That was why he had threatened to spit on Jeff. He had to hate Jeff before Jeff hated him. But now he was confused. Hey, Bradley, wait up. Hi, I don't mind sitting next to you, really. The words rolled around in his head and banged against his brain. After school, he followed Jeff out the door. Hey, Jeff, he called. Wait up. Jeff turned, and then he started to run. But Bradley was much faster. He caught up to Jeff at the corner of the school building. I don't have any more money, said Jeff nervously. I'll give you $1 if you'll be my friend, said Bradley. He held out the $1 that Jeff had given him earlier. Jeff slowly reached out and then grabbed it. Bradley smiled his same twisted smile. Have you ever been to the White House? He asked. Yes. Me too! And then Bradley ran home.